to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Avid Advice Live with Fia Johansson. Live from AvidAdviceLive.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Avid Advice Live
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
There is somebody's mom here. She directed to you right now.
Fia was actually channeling my mother.
I have her right now with me.
She passed away 3 years ago.
She says, forgive me.
Hearing from my mom was amazing.
What she told you before, 3 days before she passed.
That she loves me and that she'll see me soon.
She's directing me another woman in the room. Please.
My grandmother was my mentor growing up.
There's two women that directed by her right now. You and her. She's talking about the man that she was concerned, and she's still concerned, and she asked for forgiveness for that man as well.
The man that she brought forward to forgive, that's my brother.
She's telling you to stop being weak. Bring more confidence into your life.
You know, we're all at different points in our lives. We've all been through different experiences, traumas, excitements, joy.
She's proud of you. You're quick on something. You stopped something that was very hard for you to do.
You wouldn't think that 10 years ago that I was addicted to drugs.
She says, I'm proud of you. Continue.
I never stopped asking the universe to show me the way.
She's talking about your pain. Let it go.
I don't have to have that story anymore. I don't have to hold on to the story of my pain, of my past, of my trauma. Today, I can let it go.
Let it go! She said, can you forgive me?
Yes.
Say goodbye to all things that could stop you to succeed, to feel good, to connect with your soul. Say yes high.
Yes.
Loud.
Yes.
Louder.
Yes.
She's asking you, can you forgive that person? She's directing someone else. She's directing a man. She's directing someone. Can you forgive that person? Can you forgive that person for her? Loud!
Yes, I forgive him.
Why you do forgive him? She want to know.
I forgive him for myself.
You are worthy enough to do everything for yourself. Not for anybody else, for yourself.
I know that takes a lot from her, but she gives. And she gives and she gives.
She's asking you to be strong, to be powerful, to be connected to your soul. You don't need anyone's affection and approval to be perfect. You are already perfect. Believe in yourself.
Yes.
Just say, yes, I do believe in myself.
Yes, I do believe in myself.
Louder!
Yes, I do believe in myself.
Louder!
Yes, I do believe in myself. And I believed in her.
We're all from Brooklyn, New York, so there was a very Jewish Italian community there where people's homes were open and they would intermingle and share their faiths, share their food.
She's talking about backyard. She's talking about the trees. She's talking about dishes. She's talking about the chicken. She's talking about the chair. She's talking about everything. Please direct her what she's trying to say.
Nana's house.
Yes. My mom's house. We all lived together. I mean, they lived there.
with my mom and my dad. They were always together. We were always together, always cooking. She actually made a better chicken parmesan than my mother.
Yeah, hers was better.
Hers was
but don't tell her that.
Yeah, don't tell my mom that.
Don't tell Nana.
There is a power in sadness. There is a power in pain. And the power comes when you overcome it.
Talking to her really, really helped me, I think. It's definitely gonna kind of just clear my mind of all the negative thoughts that I had.
My father, Congressman Ron Dellums, who passed away a year and a half ago, visited Fia.
Today was a day to remember Ron Dellums, who in 1970 brought to Congress an anti-war and anti-apartheid stance that was branded as radical and dangerous.
Oh my God. He's asking, do you remember my hand?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember what I told you?
Yeah.
Do you remember why I told you?
Yeah.
Dellums' youngest daughter, Piper, is proud that her father became an early voice against oppression in South Africa, applying pressure that would one day bring an end to apartheid.
You said, take my legacy, take my mantle. You're the smartest person I know. Go into the world and heal the land and do it in your way.
You know, Ron never gave up. He never became bitter. He loved people.
This is not my hand, this is your dad. He wanted you to tell again, louder, louder and clear, what he told you.
I'm passing you my mantle. I'm passing you my anointing. I'm passing it to you. You're the smartest one that I know. Run. There's so much work to be done. Run, run, run and heal the world, and don't stop. Do it in your way. Run, baby girl. Do it in your way.
So she spoke into me like a sister, but also like an angel.
He said, I saw you when you cried in front of that candle. Why did you cry?
She's given me the faith and trust and support that was being given me by my dad before he left. So she's done this beautiful transition of allowing me not to feel the void of his leaving.
I don't know where to go when I'm not speaking with you, or I just don't know how to feel safe in the world without you in it.
In the area where I don't have a female in my life, because I don't have a relationship with my mother, and I don't have a sister. She has stepped in with the feminine to remind me that I am also loved and purposeful and beautiful and worthy, that I'm valuable.
It's not just me that tried to basically sending you messages and changing her. So she changed me in so many ways as well.
So our silly song goes this way. We are the key to do more than just let it be. The key to our destiny is in the hands of our humanity. His love is more than a philosophy. 'Cause we are the key.
We are the key.
We are the
but
key.
Diamond's key.
For centuries, it's believed that mediums have been able to mediate communication between spirits of the dead and living human beings. People usually recruit mediums to help them get in contact with family members or friends who have passed on. But celebrity psychic Fiona Johansson is also using her abilities to help law enforcement solve cold cases and help exonerate and free innocent inmates. And Fiona is joining us now. Fiona, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. How are you doing today?
We're so excited to have you. So
Awesome.
Tell me, Fiona, when did you realize you had this gift?
I was at the age of 7. It was a hot summer. A friend of mine came to my house and we had fun. We played. And 3 hours later, when they want to go home, I said, please don't, because I see visions, I see colors, and I see that you guys definitely going to have a car crash. Well, of course, at that time, nobody listened to me because they didn't know exactly what I have. But 3 hours later, our phone rang and they had a car crash. And from that moment, it took 4 years for me to realize why I see things before they happened. why I feel things before people talk about to me, and then why did people communicating through me when they want justice or something about their life.
So Fiona, tell me, how did you get involved with law enforcement?
I was at the age of 17. It was back in Europe. So basically, they engaged me in a couple cold cases, and I could help them to find murder or border cases, and also I helped them to achieve and put all the puzzles together through the colors, visions, names, and of course, spirit talking to me by themselves. Like example, 2 years ago, Coast Guard communicated and said, we have a missing pilot. And I said, I know exactly where they are. But they said, we are in Catalina coast and we are looking after where we are not, finding them. I said, well, we are guys in the wrong place. The moment that they said they are missing, I said, they both dead. He immediately connected and says, how did you know it was two? Because it was one student pilot and the other one the instructor. And then he said the student pilot mentioned exactly where he is. And that's why they are dead, because I am just communicating with dead people when it comes to my mediumship. So 40 minutes later, they sent me a helicopter, and then right after, we found the stress signals that belong to that helicopter or that plane.
That's incredible. Fiona, can you walk me through the process when you're presented with a case at first?
When I actually starting to look into the cold cases and murder cases, again, it was the spirit that directly communicated through me. So, and when I started, I was 17. Law enforcement communicated to me and said, like, are you ready to get engaged with that case? And when I felt I'm ready, I said, yes, I am. And all of a sudden, all the names, images, visions, and things come through. And then through that, I understood that when I'm asking, or there's someone asking about some name, and I don't even know about, I should not know anything about their name, I should not know anything about their genders. All I know is the communication that I have together with that law enforcement or, police or officers just tell me, we have a missing persons. We have some baby boy was like 4 years old that been missing for kind of 5 hours. I'm directly connected to the energies, and I pick up the energies through that officers that communicating through phone. So I shouldn't be in a place or be around that families or touching that families or communicating with that families.
Fiona, let's talk about a specific case about R&B singer Jamal Truelove, who spent more than 6 years in prison for a 2007 murder. He was eventually acquitted in 2015 when a jury found that the two officers had fabricated evidence. Tell us about your involvement in that case.
Well, the way that I involved in this case, it was that we got through a couple actually friends, and when they reached out to me, I said, I reacted immediately that this guy is innocent and he shouldn't really be in jail. And they said at that time that they can't do anything about it because, already all the evidence is against. And I said, well, he will come out, but not now. There is a timing that I can see and I'm predicting, and this time is all about like in between 5 to 7 years. And they couldn't really believe at that moment because they felt, oh my God, it's kind of very, saddest because we should really get him out. And if you said that it's going to be 5 to 7 years, that actually really make us to feel very uncomfortable and disappointed. And I said, it's the time. And through that time, I communicated with Jamal in jail and trying to let him to understand about his own value, and he's not innocent, which he knew already. And I said, manifest, and try through manifestation, get yourself out from the jail and make impossible be impossible and show it to everybody. And that's exactly what he did.
Absolutely fascinating. Fiona Johansson, psychic investigator. Fiona, thanks so much for being on the show.
Welcome back to the Global Entrepreneurship Initiative. I'm excited to introduce our next speaker, Ms. Fia Johansson, who's better known as the Persian medium and subconscious mind surgeon. She's a multi-talented motivational speaker, clinical hypnotherapist, and celebrity psychic medium. An author who works closely with law enforcement to help locate missing people and solve difficult criminal cases with detectives and as well as private investigators. Throughout her career, she's helped thousands of people identify personal roadblocks to help them truly believe in their own path to success, whatever that dream may be. Her greatest passion in life is helping others achieve their ultimate dreams and desires, teaching people to believe that truly anything is possible. Please help me welcome to the stage Ms. Fia Johansson.
Well, hello everyone. I love the spirit in this room. Really, I do. You guys having amazing spirits, which actually helping millions of people so far. As Nick said, my name is Fia Johansson. I'm a medium and subconscious mind surgeon. I will share a couple of my stories of my life, which both kind of funny, at the same time a little bit hurtful, but good to know about how the medium could feel sense as a person. I was at the age of 7.5 when I found that I have some sort of power. Of course, first it was kind of odd, a little bit difficult to understand myself, and I kind of like felt something is not correct with me because I could see, feel, and sense things before things happened. I went to my mom and asked, "What's wrong with me?" "Nothing, you're good." "Should I take you to the doctor?" "No, I don't know, but I can feel and sense that something crazy is going to happen to my grandma," example. "Something is going to happen to my uncle," and all this stuff. However, they're trying to tell me to don't say anybody when you feel and sense something bad is going to happen to them, because I don't wanted them to be scared and see that we should not be even near them. I says, okay, at the age of 7.5, I should just like not saying anything and just relax. At the age of 11, I found one of the most hurtful untruths about my life, which was completely true. I found out that my grandma, who actually I knew and I felt as a mom, is just my grandma and not my mom. My grandpa was my grandpa and not my father. My uncles, they never been my brothers and they've been just my uncles. And my mom, not ever been my sister, and she always been my mother. But this truth been always held and hidden by my family until my grandma passed away. Before that, I had a life as a princess, spoiled completely, and they would definitely give me anything and everything what I want. After she passed, I figured I don't have anyone anymore. My mom is too young. I don't have no feelings as a daughter and mother connections. I feel completely lost, and I found myself, what should I do now? I do have some gift that could help me so far, but should I just like push myself down and see that, oh, this is a trauma, I have to just like be depressed, now I lost this and that, and I found the truth about my life? And I found about my father. Who is my father? Somebody. Where is he? Another country. Okay. I tell myself, get up, stop it right now. It doesn't matter which family you had. It doesn't matter what they told you. It doesn't matter what happened. What it matters right now is to open the new chapter in your life. And I will completely left alone by myself without anybody to taking care of myself. At the age of 14, I asked my uncle, who left Iran to Stockholm, Sweden, if there is possibility to take me there. He said, maybe or maybe not, but I will do my best. 3 months later, I felt and I sensed I will be there. I'm not belonging in this country anymore, and I don't want to. I went to Sweden, Stockholm, and waited that my uncle is going to come and pick me up. Nobody showed up. Gosh, again, I'm here. My uncle is not here, and I don't even know that language. I couldn't speak English. Nothing. Okay. Then, Miss Fia, you are here with nobody again. So what happened? I tell myself, you are deaf and you are blind. Deaf and blind. What a deaf and blind person can do? I can't talk to anybody, I can't see anything, but I have to activate some other power inside of my body again at the age of 14. So I tried to communicate with people, tried to talk or communicate with some officers and ask about, like, where am I? I know that I'm in Stockholm, but I don't even know where to go. So basically, I found some hotel and stayed there and just like think about like what happened with my uncle. So I found out that he had a car crash almost a couple hours before that he went to come and pick me up. So they take 1 month for me and for him to recover, to come out after coma and come and find me. So in 1 month, I was left over in a country with the minus 30 degrees. I mean it, minus 30 degrees, and I'm not joking. I could feel that I can't breathe sometimes, but I could have a lot of, ice in my nose and my ears and everything. Whatever I felt, you know what? Fia, you do have a power. Trust yourself, believe in yourself, build the new chapter. Again, this is your second chapter in another country. So I prayed, I connect to my divine, I sense, and all of a sudden, 3 families, without even knowing who they are, what they are up to, they reach out to me out of nowhere. How? I went out to the Starbucks, but basically there is no Starbucks. It was something, looked like or similar to Starbucks, and saw some lady that's sitting there and crying. I went and said, well, I can't speak. What should I say? Okay, the only things that I can do is a love language. Maybe I should hug her. Maybe I should just like say, I'm here. And it was a Swedish girl, of course, blondie, and I'm kind of like a black hair. Well, that maybe she's gonna get scared a little bit, but I says like, don't worry about it, just go and get it done. So I did that, and she hugged me so hard. Was like, what's going on? What's happened to you? She's starting to talk. I couldn't understand, barely nothing. Swedish language, come on guys, you guys don't want to even learn. It's very difficult and very hard. I said, okay, it's just continue and continue. I felt and see that she lost the baby, or actually the baby was missed in the past of almost 4 years. And she basically went to the family and asked questions about like, where can I go? How can I find? Because it was in another state, and they come back to the Stockholm, and then she all of a sudden just break down. I said, I can help you. I feel where the baby is, or somehow I can see the baby. They didn't understand what I'm saying. I was like, oh my gosh, what should I say? It's like translating. I do remember that day. So basically after almost 2 hours, some Persian family, who they could actually speak my language, finally Persian, so they could understand exactly what I'm talking, because they've been closest friend to that Swedish family. My career started at the age of 14 in Stockholm. Just 2 months after, I landed in this minus 30 degrees of country. So my point is, whatever I had in my life, I've always been thankful and grateful. I never said why I don't. I never said why me. I never said how. I always say, come on, get up, find a way, go, that's it. So never give up. And I always learn myself, don't be logic, be biologic. Because that's the only way you can feel and sense yourself and others. Always send love and receive love. Never give up about your goals. And of course, the first month, because I did not have enough money, I left with almost 120 crackers and waters. And it's possible. As a human, we can live with 120 crackers and water every day, which I did because I did not have money, no place to go, countries with no language. Then after that, I feel like I have to build my company. I built my company almost 3 years later. It was about like $4.5 million company with almost 55 Swedish employees. And what I did that, not just helping police officers and private investigators and all this stuff. I did this because I felt that Swedish people rejected me one after each other. Why? Because I'm come from another country. I said, you know what? I make a decision now. I am going to build my own company, and you are going to pick me to hire you. This is me now, Fia Johansson. So now I'm not going to be a blondie lady, but I'm going to be the black hair lady with a lot of power of veal. So my veal power make my company became super successful back in Stockholm. Almost 8 years ago, I felt that I have to move to America. I find my love of my life. And when I come here, I felt, okay, you left your country, the way that you love, basically after so many years, and now you want to just start from scratch. So I knew about 5 languages already, but my English was not good at all. So I couldn't barely speak English. I was like, okay, start it again, Miss Fia. Now this time, maybe English is much easier than and faster than Swedish. So that was all I had. And now I have over $5.5 million, almost $6 million company, and actually have over 250 employees worldwide that are working for me in America. So everything is possible, even you don't know about the language. So remember that, deaf and blind always will help you and send love and passion to yourself and anything and everything you want. Everything is possible. Welcome to Avid Awakening, a beautiful, gorgeous wellness center who will adjust you mentally, emotionally, and physically. Also, it will help you to manifest your finance, anything and everything you desire for. This place is a very beautiful place which is located in Corona del Mar. So please book your appointment today.
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for the Aussie Goddess. Live from theausiegoddess.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is the Aussie Goddess
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Aussie Goddess Show. I was having a little bit of a chuckle there. It's been such a huge week here. I've just over the last couple of weeks, of course, as you know, I'm in temporary premises at the moment. I moved house. I have, in the last week, we've gone from bushfires to floods to torrential storms and rains, big hailstones, and now we're experiencing a heat wave. So it has been ridiculously hard trying to sleep. I don't know. I look at myself on the camera and I think I look amazingly good despite the fact I feel like absolutely exhausted inside. I started my new job here with the government, so I've been quite happily going backwards and forwards to work and experiencing their beautiful air conditioning that they have there, because that's awesome. Anyway, so on to this week. I want to say thank you to all of the people from my YouTube channel who are coming over to visit, and also those from my Facebook page. I've been trying to leave you leads so you can find me and travel around with me, which is wonderful. I've had the most amazing comments from people this week, and I just think this journey is so wonderful, and it just never, ever ceases to amaze me. If you hear in the background where I'm actually staying at the moment, I'm really close to the mountains. So we have a lot of kookaburras, cockatoos, and those birds. And I didn't realize that yesterday when I did my YouTube reading, and somebody wrote to me and said, wow, all the birds in the background there, what are they? What are those birds? I'm like, I didn't even notice them, because it's just so normal for us to have the birds around. And the night before, I'd opened the window to try and get some fresh air because it was so hot. And I actually had an owl right outside my window who kept calling out. So I ended up having to close the window anyway. So Australia, folks, I'm sure you have your own stories from overseas. This morning I had a beautiful email from someone. I want to talk a little bit about timing with the readings, because sometimes people will say, you know, can you give me some timing on that? And I'm like, well, we don't really have timing in the spirit world. I can give you a bit of a jab at it. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm not. So I wanted to get a little bit of a reading up for you this morning. We'll take a couple of callers, all going well. So let's see what's happening in the universe for you guys. Okay, so very nice. I won't show you the cards because it keeps my head down all the time. So I might just briefly show you what I've got here. The universe is showing at the moment that anything is possible. It's a time of manifestation. It's a time for you to bring in what you want. So this is very much an energy of being able to manifest what you want. So if you're trying to get a job, trying to bring in a cause, trying to bring in new love, this is a beautiful time to do it. The planets are aligning beautifully here for you to do those things. So this is a matter of you sort of being really honest with the universe about what it is you want, and really asking for it. But you're coming up as the Empress here. So for many of us, this is a time to birth new things, to bring in new ideas, to start new opportunities, start your own business. It's absolutely a beautiful time to do that. A lot of you have reached a very good point in your life where you've been able to let go of things that no longer serve you and put down your burdens in order to bring beautiful things into you. So the time is right now to do all of these things. Okay. So many of you at the moment, wow, okay. So we have things happening for you everywhere here. So for those of you who are waiting for jobs and new love, You're right on the doorstep for bringing in new things. Don't get preoccupied with the day-to-day stuff. Just make sure that you're clear about what you want. But the universe is really trying to manifest something for you at the moment. So if you're feeling really good about something and want to bring something in, now is the time to make your intention clear. The planets are aligned for you beautifully. I have money on the table here. So if it's been a little bit tough, money is on its way. If you've been looking for a job, there is something about to come in for you. Someone's about to make you an offer. For some of you here, this is new study coming in. Whatever it is at the moment, this is a really good time to do this because it's going to help you bring some stability into your life. So, after the Christmas break, after everything that's been going on, things can sometimes feel a little erratic, a little bit out of place, but they are definitely on track for you. So make your intentions clear. Make sure you're meditating and make sure you're showing that you are grateful for everything that you receive. Okay, so I have Diane in Centerville, Georgia, USA online. Diane, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay, and yourself?
Good, good. What can I do for you today? Do you have a question for me?
The only question I have is, will my relationship get restored with Steve?
All right. Has this been a relationship that has gone like you've had a few breaks or a few, it's gone around a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah. Look, to be honest with you, the way I feel that your relationship is, it's like you're doing all the investing and I don't feel as though the other person is possibly putting in as much as you are. I feel like you're being very generous with trying to be flexible, make provisions, make changes, and it feels to me like the weight is more on your side than the other person's. So that says to me you're the one sort of accommodating a lot more than the other person. Sometimes when that's happening, the best thing we can do is just step back completely and just make sure that we pull back all contact and try to work on ourselves. If there's any chance of a relationship coming back, it's because you're investing in who you are. So definitely pull back on that. I do think you'll have contact from this person again, but I don't think it's for a little while. I think that they are trying to work out themselves what they want in their life. They're very confused. I feel like this person is working on other things, so they may be going through some sort of transformation themselves. They're not really sure of themselves. So they may be, is this person a drinker?
No. He was at one time, but no, he has been sober for about 28 years.
Yeah, okay, because I feel like he's just taking his time doing his own thing at the moment. There seems to be a very sort of self-energy around this person, like he's closed everything else around him off. So he's probably very difficult to reach at the moment. I would just honestly just work on yourself at the moment. I do think you will have confidence. I think you will have some contact from him. And I do think there's a possibility that you could pick things up, but I think it will be very different. And I think it will be very, very slow moving because I think you're dealing with someone who really doesn't know what they want anymore.
He's a Pisces.
Oh, well, there you go. So Pisces people have that very deep, dark side to them that sometimes a little later in life as they mature, they start to embrace that side, which they don't do so much when they're young. So it's possible that he's exploring what we call the dark side at the moment because I can feel a lot of changes around him. So I feel like he's probably going into some of the things that maybe in his younger years gave him nightmares is what Spirit is saying. I'm not quite sure what they meant by that, but there were things that happened perhaps when he was younger that he is dealing with now. So he needs the room to work through that energy, but certainly you need the time here to work on yourself, learn to love yourself again. I can feel your pain, so I know this has been very difficult for you. So this is a time to really go inside yourself now and make sure that you are taking care of you, and just allow the time to pass. And it was just like I was saying a moment ago, that sometimes things feel like they take forever to come around. But really, if you keep yourself busy and you keep yourself occupied, that time will move a little quicker for you. But I do see you coming back to something together, but it may be very, very different to what it was like before.
Okay.
All right. Time-wise, I've just been saying how difficult time is to try and get up, but I do think it's going to be a few months before things start to turn around.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
So just back to the timing thing, because I think sometimes it's really difficult to understand that there is no time in the spirit world. Sometimes things can happen very, very quickly. Sometimes they can happen slowly. And I always think it is very much up to you and how you manage the time while you're waiting. If you sit around and you wait for things to come to you, sometimes that can impede the progress. Sometimes then Spirit has a little bit of difficulty trying to get the messages through to you. So when you are waiting for something, or a person, a clairvoyant, a fortune teller, whoever you've spoken to, or even if you're receiving the messages yourself, if there seems to be a lapse in timing, then I would always suggest to people to go and have a little bit of fun. Try and look after yourself. Do what's best for you. Sometimes it's a great time to have energy healing. I've worked with an energy healer who is absolutely amazing. She's beautiful, and she's helped me a lot deal with a lot of the childhood trauma and things that were holding me back. I've certainly do meditation. I go through phases like the last week where I've meditated a lot because I've had more time on my hands living with my daughter. So I've sort of taken time out to really work on those things about myself that still need to be uncovered. So I've been doing it for many, many years. And I often hear people say to me, wow, you've done so much work on yourself. Why do you need to do more? And I'm like, well, I'm never going to be where I want to be. So I will keep working on myself. And if that means, meditations, learning how to work with the universe, co-create, learning how to understand those things about myself that are very difficult to understand. So for you, if there are things about yourself that you don't fully understand, or, you're not manifesting in a way that you want to, or you feel like life's holding you back, you feel perhaps a little bit glum, meditation is an amazing thing. And if you can't meditate, the other thing that's extremely good is tapping or EFT. Tapping is something they use with children, especially during times of trauma, because tapping is about moving certain energies on your body to help you shift energies that are stuck. The reason it's really, really good is because you can shift your thinking, which is really good. So if you're in a very stressful time or a really, hard time, then tapping is for you. All right, we have Rochelle from Quebec, Canada. So Rochelle, are you there?
Yes,
Hello,
I am.
How are you? Hi,
I'm good.
Oh, good. I love your energy. Listen to you. You've got me in. What can I help you with today?
Oh, I'd like to have some message, if you can, from my mom and my ex-husband.
Okay, all right. Just give me a moment to tune in.
Or my financial situation, all of the above.
Yeah, okay. All right. Let's just check in with your mother. How long ago did your mother die? It feels like we've got a number of years here.
12 years.
12, okay. I feel that you both had so much still to explore. Like, I feel that perhaps your relationship was just really starting to cement, like to really come together. and she feels like you never really got an opportunity to know each other the way she would have liked to have known you. So there seems to be, was there a disconnect with you or something? Was there a period of time where you were sort of not connecting as well?
Well, that would be with my ex-husband, not my mom. I was pretty close with my mom.
Yeah, because she's saying that she felt that she still had so much more to share with you and so much more time that she wanted to invest in your relationship. There is a feeling here that she went too quickly. So I don't know whether she maybe passed over very quickly or whether something happened very quickly to take her away. But it's like she's trying to say that she wanted to have more time with you, wanted to spend more time getting to know you. Okay, hang on a second. Let's just see if we can get your husband in.
Yeah.
So, okay, so your husband died unexpectedly.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Had you been separated long when he died?
We separated and we came back together.
Okay, all right, okay. Because it sort of feels like, you know, that's probably why it's feeling like it was sort of quick. Okay, did he have a T name? It wasn't Thomas or Tom? What was his name?
Dennis.
Sorry?
Dennis.
Dennis, okay. Okay, so things were just starting to take off between the two of you when he left. Okay, I've got it now. Okay,
Good.
so you just come back together and things had just started to pick up again. You just started to sort of get into some energy of making things work for you again.
Yes.
Okay, rightio. Okay, so why? It's very interesting that your mother and him are coming straight through with very similar energy. So I'm wondering if they're both here together. Okay. I think that if he'd have been around for a little bit longer, you would have really had a much more beautiful relationship than what you did the first time around. I think he was learning to understand you better the second time around. He really seemed to he really wanted to work on it, is what he's saying to me. He really wanted to put the energy in the next time around. So, and he feels that he left too soon. He never really got the chance to really invest in this relationship the next time around. So he feels that he was taken too quickly and he never really got a chance to tell you how he was feeling. There seems to be a feel that he was a little bit, did he go through a little bit of a dark time or a bit of a dark time, a dark space? Did he suffer from depression?
No, but before we got back together.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, all right then. Because he's saying that he realized a lot more about himself before he got back together with you. And he feels like he went through a lot of like dark times in between trying to work out himself. This wasn't so much to do with you. And I feel that when he came back to the relationship, he'd worked through a lot of that energy because he was feeling a lot more like he wanted to invest in the relationship.
Yes.
And I feel that you need to know that if he'd have been around, that would have been really an incredible relationship the next time around because he was investing 100%. You need to understand how much he loved you. And I don't think that breakdown you had in the middle was anything to do with how he felt about you because he loved you a lot and he was ready to really commit the next time around. Okay, so I feel that there was a lot he needed to say that he never got to say to you. But what I want to say to you is he is around you now. He's talking about following you around your home, especially when you're in the kitchen. So I have no idea what the kitchen means in terms of whether you cook together or
he
whether
loved
you spend
my cooking.
He loved your cooking. So he's still following you around the kitchen. So if you want to talk to him, that's where he is with you. Okay, so he is the stronger energy that's come through for you today. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, next time, if you want to follow up, I do have a YouTube channel and I do have a Facebook page. So if you want to keep in touch with me, please do. I don't have time to sort of tune into your mum a bit more this morning. It seems it's your husband that wants to come through. So just know that he loved you so very much, and a lot of the reasons that you didn't work the first time around, he feels were his reasons, because he feels that he didn't really invest in the relationship the way he wanted to the next time around.
Can you ask him if I could sell the house?
Absolutely, he says. Absolutely. You go ahead and you do what's best for you now.
Yay.
All right. So much
Thank you
love,
very
Rochelle.
much,
It's been
Yvonne.
beautiful. You're beautiful to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, so just quickly before I go, just want to remind you I do have the YouTube channel. You can come and get a reading over there every day. I do free readings every now and again on my Facebook page if you're interested, at the Aussie Goddess. I do readings all over the world, so if you are interested in getting a reading from me, please get in touch. I had a beautiful person who came back and had a little bit of a chat with me after I was on the TV last week. So please feel free to email me to ask any questions. Of course, I don't do free readings just by email, but I do offer them on my page. And we do live card pulls every now and again. I just want to let you know that I love you all, and just to remind you that you must love every time like it's the first time. Invest yourself fully. Much love. See you next week.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for a gateway to the spirit world with Gail Moffat. Live from GailMoffat.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is a gateway to the spirit world
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. It's very nice to come and see you today. I'm sure we're going to have a lovely show, because what this show means is that we're going to do two free readings later on. But what I always say is it's always nice to have a little spiritual talk before I get started. It's almost like it's my way of sort of warming up to being all spiritual. It's not that I'm not spiritual beforehand when I'm cold. Anyway, so the one thing that I was actually thinking of, and it's quite topical at the moment. We're all talking about the coronavirus, and I hope that you're all staying in and staying safe and things like that. But one thing that you perhaps don't know is I have a degree in nutritional therapy, and one of the things I think is quite important is to really sort of strengthen our immune system. And if we can get hold of vegetables and another thing is drinking sort of lemon water, because I think hot lemon water can not only kill a virus, but it will also help with the strengthening the immune system, because it's so sort of, and think about having sort of like a rainbow diet. So as many colors as you can get on your plate. Now, I know that that's not so easy at the moment, because I went to the supermarket yesterday, and I arrived and I was told that instead of going left in through the door, I had to go right into the car park where there was a long queue. And there was an hour wait to actually get into the supermarket. We're rationed on sort of what foods we can have and things like that, because people are bulk buying otherwise. So we're only allowed sort of 2 or 3 items of the same thing at the same time. So it's quite a challenge, isn't it? It's times that we've never seen before. But another thing that I think is quite sort of important to say is some of my connections are to the Bible era, and I connected Jesus and God and sort of Mother Mary and others, and they all say that this isn't of their doing. And I know that perhaps some people think, what is God doing? Why is this happening to us? But it's not of his doing. He has specifically said to me that he is doing absolutely everything that he possibly can to assist us in our world. He's embarked on, all the angelic, world to come and sort of, be around us, God's messenger and healer. And so you can find me there, or you can actually find me on Facebook as well. My name is Gail Moffat. Now, I believe that we have a caller waiting, and I believe that's Allah in Chicago, Illinois. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, hello.
Can you hear me?
And yes, I can. I can hear you. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you?
Oh, good. Very well, thanks. Good. And are you coping with life at the moment? A lot of us have had to stay here.
Yeah.
It's not so easy, is it? So I am a medium, and what that means is I'm able to connect to loved ones, and I can also look to my guides to give guidance. Is there a particular way that you would like me to work?
Yes. So recently, I'm having problems with my spouse, and I recently got married. My spouse, I'm married. We're basically separated right now. I want to see, I want you to tell me if we're going to ever get back together, if we're going to work things out. We are still married at the moment, but I don't know if we're going to be like divorced or if he's going to actually do something to fix it. But yeah, basically just my love life.
Yeah. Oh, I sympathize with you. Because it's a challenging situation that
correct.
So okay, let me just connect. The thing that I'm feeling is that your husband, I'm not sure who instigated all this, but your husband is he's got some sadness over this situation and doesn't really want it to end. Would that make sense to you?
Like he wants it to end. I feel like he still loves me. I don't know if he's actually, like, he has no reason to end it. We just recently got married.
Yes. Because what I get the feeling is that I get the feeling that he has I almost want to go to his mind, and I feel with his mind that it's like he's all over the place. Would that make sense to you? Sort of like he doesn't know what he's all over the place.
Exactly, because there isn't no reason to.
And I feel that he's also giving you mixed signals. It's like one moment it's missing you and sort of wants to be with you, and the next minute he's pulling back and pulling away, and it's really being confusing for you because you are trying every angle and every situation to try and help him be come back into the relationship. But I just get the feeling that, would you say that he has sort of like a low mood at the moment, or I don't want to diagnose with anyone with depression, but would you say that he has a sort of like a low mood or sort of slightly depressed at the moment?
Exactly, yeah.
But
we don't talk, so I don't know how he actually feels, if he's gonna move forward, if he's gonna like be like, oh, let's end this.
Because I feel that this is part of his problem. That he, I feel like it's a problem of the mind that is causing him to pull away, and I feel that he's emotionally sort of all over the place, and I feel like he has spent some time in tears as well, and I have no doubt whatsoever that he has love in his heart for you, no doubt whatsoever. And I get the feeling that he has said to you in the past that he feels that you are the love of his life, that he doesn't want to be with anyone else. I feel like he's used these words of real solid commitment and sincerity, but I just get the feeling that his actions are actually a symptom of his of what I would describe as a slight illness of the mind. I feel that he is suffering from a little bit of depression. I also want to say, because I feel like when I look at his family, I feel like the family is like littered with problems around him. Would that make sense to you?
Yes, because the reason for separation is his mom.
Sorry?
Yes, because the reason of our separation is his mom.
Yeah, because I get the feeling also that there has been, because of the problems, it's almost as though he struggles to cope with these problems and he's brought his emotional moods down. And I also get the feeling that he he feels a sense of duty to sort of step up and look after his family. It's like a sense of duty, and he has been. It's like he's been drawn into the drama of the situation of whatever's going on in the family, and he's got this depression as well, because at the end of the day, I know that he has love in his heart for you, and I feel that he pardon?
But would he come back? Like, I mean, do you see us getting back together or separated?
I understand what you're asking for.
I said, do you see us separated or getting back together and fixing it? Actually,
yeah, no, I do understand. I do understand what you're saying. So, what I feel with him is that he is in a state of confusion, and I feel that, the only way that he could sort of be back in your life, I feel, is if he gets, he needs help. I feel like he needs help because he's spiraling down emotionally, because I feel that the problems of his family has caused him to be, I feel like, oh, this is interesting. What's happening today in his family has triggered off memories of the past, and this is why he's reacted so seriously. I feel like there are memories of the past where he felt vulnerable and insecure, and I feel that it's all those emotions and feelings that are circulating that are causing him to behave and react in this way. Unless he gets sort of help for his mental state, I think that's the answer, and that's what he needs. But I also feel that you would be wise. This is what my guide is saying. You would be wise to take the tact that you are his friend and you are there to support him, and you are not going to put any pressure on him to come back. He can come back when he's ready, and everything is sorted for him. And that's what my guide's advice is, because she feels that if you put more pressure on him, he can't cope. It's like it's just piling it on top. And I feel like something traumatic happened in his childhood, and what's happening now is just triggering all the emotions and the feelings of what happened in the past. I do feel that there is a trauma in his previous life, that in his past that is causing that is the problem here.
Okay.
Would that make sense to you?
Yes.
Right.
But you wouldn't like give an exact answer just because it might change, right?
Sorry, I missed that.
No, I'm saying that you can't give an actual answer because things might change. Like, you can't say, oh, you guys are getting back together because you said that he does need help.
What I feel is I think what's really important is that you need to know that he has free will in this. Unless he takes the stance of obtaining help, he's not going to be in a position to come back, because he's mentally he's not in a good state. He's all over the place, and I feel that he needs that help. But what I can do is, I'm just picking up my phone. What I can do is I can place him on my healing list, so that each day I send out healing, and if I send out healing, it may help him and to sort of get a better position. Okay. I think if you were to ask any other medium or psychic whether he will come back or not, I think that would be a difficult question to answer at this stage, because it's whether he takes the stance of improving himself to get in a better frame of mind. What is his name? And I'll put him on my healing list.
Omar, Omar.
AR. Okay. Okay, he's on my healing list now. So I'm so sorry that you're going through this, but remember, if you can be his friend at the moment, because that's
we
what
don't
he needs.
talk. Like, he doesn't reach me. That's why I'm like hurt. Like, I'm willing to be his friend. I'm willing to be everything, but the thing is, he's not talking to me, and I wish I know, like, a time frame, like, he will reach out to me, and maybe, like, we can fix things step by step, like, you know what I mean?
Yes. But I do feel that it's about him he needs help. But I have another call awaiting. I hope that helps in some way. And you know, if you need any more questions answered or need some help, find me on Facebook. My name is Gail Moffat, Moffat.
Okay.
And Gail is Gail.
Okay. I'll ask the girl that gave me the thing, and then she'll give me your name, and then I'll talk to you more. Okay.
Okay. All right. Brilliant. Good luck with everything.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, so I believe we have Gillian in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Are you there, Gillian?
Yes.
Hello, Gillian. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Are you coping with everything being sort of isolated and, well, not isolated?
Yeah,
well,
I'm doing
isolated.
okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah, my
good.
kids aren't liking it very much, though.
No, I feel sorry for people who've got young children because they just like to get out, don't they, and do things. Oh dear.
Yes, they just want to be out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I am a medium, and I can connect to loved ones in the spirit world, or I can look to give you guidance about your life. Is there a particular way that you would like me to work?
No, I mean, whichever you're feeling, honestly. I'm game for both, either.
Right, okay. I've got a gentleman here that is stepping forward from spirit, and I get the feeling that he's your grandfather, and he's telling me that he would have known you when you were a small child, and he's saying to me that I get the feeling that he wants to come forward today because I feel like he wants to offer some support to you and some guidance. And so this is coming from your grandfather. And I get there's a lady that's standing by the side of him, and I feel that this may be his wife. And I feel like she's quite petite. She's quite a lot smaller than him. There's a difference in.
He was very, very small.
Yeah, I get the feeling he's very big, and she's like petite next to him.
That sounds like them.
And he's saying to me that he loved his wife from the moment he saw her to the moment he passed. He's telling me that he had a very strong, committed, loving relationship with her, and he's very grateful to have her in the spirit world with him. And he's saying that they're still together, and he says that's the way he likes it. He didn't enjoy being apart from her because I feel like there was a period of time where he makes me feel like he passed. He makes me feel like he passed when he was quite a few years before his wife passed. Would that make sense?
Yeah, it was about 10 years. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's saying that it's for him. It was such a relief when she arrived in spirit, because it's like he couldn't bear it to be apart from her or away from her. And he's saying to me that he has he makes it his business to come around you and be around you in your life. And I do feel that you were quite young when he knew you, but I do feel that he sort of views you as one of his favorite grandchildren. Would you know that?
Yes, absolutely. We spent a lot of time with them based out of all of their, my grandparents' kids. We were the most to spend as much time with them.
Right. Okay. Because he's telling me that you're his favorite. He's let's hope none of the other grandchildren are listening, hey?
Yeah. No.
That'd be awkward, wouldn't it? But anyway, it's not what you're saying; it's what I'm saying, isn't it? So, but anyway, he's saying that he feels a sense of loyalty and a sense of duty to continue being your grandfather and continue sort of looking after you in your life. Because he's saying to me that you have now there's something about your life, and I can't quite get my finger on it, but it feels like there's a sort of like a frustration of not knowing what to do about something, or where to go, or how to live your life, or something is really sort of niggling you. And I get the feeling that you have been asking out, oh, could you please help me? As you how people look up to the sky and say, oh God, please help. So yeah. I just get that feeling that there is something like that, those sort of circumstances around you. Would that make sense to you?
Yes, it definitely does.
And he feels that he's the man to come and support you. He's the man. It's like,
sounds like him.
He said that he wouldn't sort of, and so he's going to be around you for the next sort of time frame, because he feels that he's very duty and honor bound, your grandfather, and he feels that he should be here to support you and help you. I get the feeling that you feel frustrated, and I feel like it's with a family member, and I'm not sure who to really point the finger at. Would you understand that?
Yeah, that would be his daughter, so my mom.
Right. Okay. Right. Because I just get that feeling that there's a frustration, and he's telling me that. So his daughter, he feels, and he makes me feel that you feel this too, that sometimes she can be a little bit unreasonable. Would that make sense to you?
Yes, very much so.
And she can sometimes place demands or create accusations or be bossy or be, all those sort of things. And it causes you to almost sort of have a little bit of grief in your life. And it's like, oh dear, do we have to do this? Oh, I can feel that sort of, frustration of having to sort of deal with her, because I feel that she doesn't always act in a reasonable, fair way. Would that make sense to you?
Right. Yes, very much so.
And your grandfather, and so I'm getting all this information from your mother's father, and he is saying that he is going to try and spend some time with her, trying to sort of help her in her sort of moods, because he says to me that her moods can sometimes be a bit low and a bit depressive. Would that make sense to you?
Yes, very much so. And she does get like that.
And so that sort of depressive nature that she has caused her to sort of act out in a way that is causing problems in the family. And he's also making me feel that you're taking the lion's share brunt of sort of, looking after your mother in sort of, checking up on her and things like that.
Yes.
Would that make sense to you? Because he says that others have almost washed their hands of her and walked away because they're also equally as frustrated as you have been.
Right. And that's exactly, they all moved away, and then the rest of them aren't around, just me, closest to them.
And he's saying that he is, he's also saying that he feels that your mum has a sort of sense of loneliness as well. Would you understand that?
Yeah, I would definitely understand that too. Yes.
And I feel also that this loneliness is why she has this sort of low mood or sort of a slight depression. She is lonely and she misses sort of having family and being busy around her, and she doesn't it's almost like she doesn't know how to sort of rectify her life. Because I do feel that she's not happy in her life. And what I'm being told by your grandfather is that he is going to spend time with her, trying to help her in her life and try to help her feel happier and more upbeat. And so he's sort of almost been assigned to her as a guide to get her to a better state of well-being and feeling. And he feels that it not only will help your mother, but it will also help you and your relationship with her, because you won't have to deal with the demands and the frustration that she puts upon you. And
right.
And so I've just looked around. My lights just kicked off. It ran out of light. So I do feel that he feels really positive that he is going to really sort of achieve what he's saying that he's going to achieve. And he says, and he's just also saying, he'd do anything for you, absolutely anything, like absolutely anything. He absolutely adores you, and he says, any time that you want his help, call out to him because he's there for you. And he includes his wife in that, your grandmother. But it was him that decided to do the talking because he feels like he's more the one that sort of gets on and does things and more sort of, rolls up his sleeves. He's that sort of character. And that's why he's sort of done the talking. But he does...
Listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Angelic Connections with Carrie M. Bush. Carrie M. Bush. Live from Facebook.com/Carrie M. Bush.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Angelic Connection
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hey everyone, so welcome to Angelic Connections. I am your host, Carrie Bush, coming from the UK. So I hope everyone's okay. I hope everyone's doing as well as they can with everything that's going on in the world, all the craziness. And I hope that everybody is keeping well and keeping safe and just looking after yourself, really. So just before we came live today on the show, I have pulled some cards for the end of the show, for the little messages for you. I do this every week on my show. So the cards I am using today are the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins cards. So I have pulled you I've pulled 3 cards for everybody, and what I want you to do right now is just go with the number you're drawn with, number 1, number 2, or number 3, and that will be the message for you. That will be the message that connects to your soul, and I will read those messages for you at the end of the show. So normally now I would do our weekly guidance card, but I'm going to do things a little bit different this week. I'm going to do a little new moon reading for everybody because today is new moon in Aries. So happy new moon, everyone. And this new moon is very special. It really does mark the new cycle starting. This new moon comes days after the equinox, which really opened that gateway to new beginnings. So this new moon in Aries is bringing transformation. It's bringing that longed for change that we've all been waiting for. It's bringing your new beginnings, your new cycle, the new energy flowing in. It's about transformation and rebirth. So this is a very special new moon. This is a very powerful new moon for manifesting. The Aries new moon is always great for manifesting, so make sure you do your wish list, everybody. New moon is perfect for planting the seeds and writing your wishes. So get a piece of paper, write everything that you wish to bring into your life, and do include world peace at the moment. You know, we all know the world needs that, so healing for the world and world peace, include that into your new moon wishes, and this is going to be the most beautiful energy for your manifestations to flow in. This really does mark a new cycle. So I pulled some cards and I am going to read through them for everybody. So I pulled some cards from the Moonology Oracle deck. And we will read through these cards. So the first card that we get for everybody is bring love into the situation. So this is really apt right now with what's going on in the world with the coronavirus. So we need to be bringing love to this situation. As light workers, we can really help heal the world on a very high level. So, you know, make sure you're coming from a space of love and not a space of fear. Right now, there is fear energy everywhere in the world. We've only got to look at the news and social media, and you know, it's crazy. There's fear energy everywhere. So come from that space of love. Every time you feel that fear rise up within you, just come from that space of love. Send love and healing to the world, and that's going to help us all in a big way. Try and stay away from the news at the moment. It really, don't try and have it on all day long, because it really is going to affect your vibration. It's going to pull you into that fear space quite easily. Our next card that we get is, what do you need to release? So again, this is very apt for this new moon in Aries, because we actually can release in a powerful way. Usually releasing is for a full moon, but in actual fact, we are tying up Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde ends on the 29th of this month. So we are tying up loose ends. So we get the chance to really release what it is that we're not taking forward. So you may have some stuff show up right now, and that will be stuff that you haven't tied up in Mercury retrograde. So you can use this new moon to release and let go. It can be one of your wishes to release all attachments and move forward. You know, as we keep saying on my shows weekly, we don't want to be taking the old outdated patterns with us going forward. We want that fresh, clear energy going forward. The next card that we get is the end of a tough cycle approaches, and this is perfect for us. This new moon is all about endings. This is the new beginning. So we are ending. We are putting to bed all of these past patterns that don't serve us. We're putting to bed the the challenges, we're not taking them forward. So know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. This new moon really does bring the light and the new beginnings and the transformation that you've been asking for. Our next card is conclusions are within reach. So your manifestations are about to show up. This is when the energy lightens up. This is when the energy gets so much better. We've been talking about this a lot. We've been building to the end of March, and now we're coming to that space where you're going to see a turnaround, a breakthrough. You're going to start to see things working out for you really, really easily. And that's because you've worked so hard on your inner self throughout Mercury retrograde and all the ascension waves that we've been experiencing, which has been many indeed. So well done. You've really got yourself in a really good position. Our next card for our little reading is Show the World the Real You. This is definitely stepping up into your light self, showing the world who you are, spreading the love, spreading the positivity, spreading the joy to the world. It's very much needed right now. And, the world needs your healing. The world needs your healing energy. So, just spread that positivity everywhere. It's going to cancel out that fear energy. And so many people are really, really, feeling anxious and feeling fearful. So, spread that light to the world and on your social media, just spread the positive messages. The world needs them so much. This is what you're here for. This is our time. This is your mission. This is the time for us to just spread our light and our love everywhere. Our next card for new moon is Work Through Your Fears. So again, lots of fear energy around. Come from that space of love. If you are feeling that the fear is overtaking you a little bit, then take some time to breathe it out. You breathe in positivity and breathe out that fear and negativity. Breathe in love and breathe out fear. That works really, really well. It only takes a couple of minutes. So work through that fear. Don't, acknowledge that fear, and then you can, work on releasing that fear, because fear energy at the moment will manifest more fear energy into your life, because this is a very, powerful time for instant manifestation. So we really do need to work through these fears. So remember, breathe in love and breathe out fear. Breathe in positivity and breathe out negativity. It's so, so powerful. It's such a simple technique, but it really, really works on a very high level. Our next card is Take Time to Breathe It Out. So there you go. There's your reminder. There's your clarity. Definitely breathe it out. Whatever is going on around you at the moment, you can breathe it out. It's a powerful exercise that works so well. Take time for meditation as well. Lots of deep breaths in meditation. Meditation is going to help you no end now. So, we all need to be making that time to meditate daily. If you can meditate daily right now, it's going to make a huge, huge difference in your life with all of this energy that's around us right now. Mother Earth is healing and we are healing too. Mother Earth is transforming and so are we. So we need to be going within a lot at the moment. So meditation is going to help you so much going forward. And our last card for our little moon reading is Believe in the... I love this. This is anything is possible. And, this is the energy we're under. Obviously,